What's up, folks, and welcome to the program we like to call Food for Thought. Thanks for being with us again. I am Silly Way Out Willie. This is my brother of another mother, Buzzy Zipwhack. We're doing the deal, folks. We're keeping it real, and we're bringing the New World Order and understanding thereof of it to you, also known as global governance. Folks, in the past couple of weeks, we've been really putting our heart and mind into programs, and we've got some of our friends involved, and so that you can get different perspectives from different people who have different life's experience, and we are very happy to have Arnie Egan on our program last week. 2 weeks ago, we had our good friend Ed Whitney from Bridgeport speaking with us. Tonight's program, we have a very interesting, hard-hitting interview with Aaron Russo. With Alex Jones. If you're not familiar with Alex Jones from Infowars.com, there's a war on for your mind. Check it out, folks. And also PrisonPlanet.com. You got to be checking this out if you're not aware of what's going on and you want to become more educated so you don't have to tolerate those politricksers, which you don't tolerate in your family and friends. We'll tell you, folks. Infowars.com. Alex Jones has been doing what we're trying to do here for a much longer time, and he does it a lot better. He's got everything documented and laid out for you so you can see what's been going on for a long time. Folks, we're going to bring something to you right now to your attention, what's been going on in this country. But remember this, folks. You know, before 1913 and the Federal Reserve Act, this was the richest country in the world. And you know what? Our dollar every day is depreciating to the euro. The euro is now being accepted for oil more so than the American dollar. So, folks, our dollar's basically crapping the bed right before our eyes. Buzzy, what are our representatives doing to help this demise?
Oh, yeah. You know, just like what you said to me, Willie, how can they give it away? And it's just that. How can they give it away? From the pages of the American Free Press, once again, you know, out of the control of the mainstream media, from straight talk from Congressman Ron Paul. He's a Republican congressman from Texas. And by the way, he is doing a feasibility study right now to see whether there's a chance of him becoming president, which
running for president 2008.
Yeah, which I would strongly recommend, folks, you know, researching him out and checking out his policies.
If you like what we talk about here, you will certainly like Ron Paul. He keeps it straight. There's no one else out there like him, far as I know.
Absolutely. There's not too many.
Congressman from Texas, Ron Paul. Check him out.
Now, this is a weekly article that he does, and it starts off, through the Freedom of Information Act request, a private group recently obtained a copy of the 2004 agreement between the United States and Mexico that will allow hundreds of thousands of non-citizens to receive Social Security benefits. Now, it's kind of funny, you know, because Social Security benefits is something that we all contribute to with the idea that we will get them when we retire.
But what's going on here is some legal plunder.
Right. And this
illegal plunder.
Absolutely, because the agreement creates a so-called totalization plan between the two nations. Totalization is nothing new. The first such agreement were made in the late 1970s between the United States and several foreign governments simply to make sure American citizens living abroad did not suffer from double taxation with respect to Social Security taxes. From there, however, and this is how they always start off, something very simple, benevolent, benign, all that, such great intentions. But let's see. From there, however, totalization agreements have become vehicles for non-citizens to become eligible for U.S. Social Security benefits. The new agreement with Mexico would make an estimated 160,000 Mexican citizens eligible in the next 5 years. Now, that just doesn't make any sense, how a citizen of a foreign country can come in and say, I want Social Security benefits from your country.
So in other words, okay, you pay into the system and you trust the government, which we shouldn't be doing in the first place.
No, we shouldn't.
Because you know they're plundering the Social Security accounts themselves for their off budgets or whatever if they're not getting it through the CIA drug operations. But anyway, folks, we've been talking about the North American Union that's been coming down the road, the North American NAFTA superhighway, you know, and I recently wrote Lieberman, good old Joe, who's one of the people who voted against having the English language as a national language, which, you know, a house divided against itself. Come on, folks, if you can't speak the same language, what's going on here? Not only that, but he also, and Dodd, I mean, here's two cats who are, Lieberman ran for president. This is the type of people who, with the mindset they have, they're going to run for president to run this country. These people are pranksters, people. They're not running under and operating under the oath of the Constitution that they've taken. They're somehow railroading this country, folks, right before our very eyes. So Lieberman and Dodd, they were also people who voted to see that people can get Social Security. You know, they're plundering us, folks, in front of our eyes. And you know what? We continue to let them. That's why we're here, just to, hey, you know, we got to do something. Let's do it. Well,
absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, we're going to cut to... Yeah, we could keep going on and on down different rabbit trails. I know I'm
we're good
really
at it,
good at
folks.
that. But yes, we're going to cut right now to an interview by Alex Jones interviewing Aaron Russo. He is the maker of the film Freedom to Fascism. Check it out. We're going to just splice it up and throw a bunch of different little pieces at you. So keep in mind, this is not for the faint of heart. So if you really don't want to know the truth, turn the channel and go get lied to somewhere else. Aaron Russo.
I'm honored to be interviewed by Alex Jones, a truth seeker, fighting for justice in America.
Now he's charming me. He's getting me all smiley.
Aaron, when did you start to think something was wrong in the world, or start to find out about the whole banking cartel, the Federal Reserve System, the New World Order?
Well, that was a progression of events. I've always been a very independent person, always believed in individuality, and that we were put on this earth to be unique individuals to fulfill our God-given potential, and that the only way to fulfill your potential is to be free, to find out who you are, and to make your errors, to make mistakes. And as I grew up, I began to realize more and more the government was inhibiting me in things that I wanted to do. And what happened, I was very successful in the ladies' lingerie business. I worked for my dad. He had a small undergarment business. And I created the first ladies' bikini panties back in 1963, actually. And then I opened up a nightclub in Chicago called the Electric Theater that opened up the day Martin Luther King was assassinated.
Wow.
Right? And so the city of Chicago was in flames the day my club opened. Wow. And nobody came out to the club. And well, what happened was that that was the year of the Democratic Convention in Chicago in '68. And so my club became a hangout for the hippies, you know, and because they wanted to go to Chicago and protest what was going on. And I was having a concert at my club one night to raise money, and the police raided the nightclub, my club, for no reason at all. And I was standing outside in my office overlooking the street, and I saw all these paddy wagons pulling up in front of my club. And I was a 24-year-old kid. You know, I had no experience at all, really. So what are these paddy wagons doing here? And then I saw all these cops getting out of the paddy wagons coming into my club. I said, oh my God, they're raiding me. And so I ran down to the stage, and I got on the stage, and I stopped the band from playing. And I said to the people in the audience, we're being raided, you know, so sit down on the floor, cooperate, and pull out your identification and cooperate with the police. And as I said that, two of the cops from behind threw me onto the floor and grabbed me and started dragging me out of the club. I'm going, you know, victory, victory, you know, I'm playing it for all it was worth at the time. I was a kid. And then I saw the fire department there, and the fire department was dumping garbage cans, the garbage all over the floor. And I thought to myself, well, why are they doing that? You know, very quickly as they were dragging me out. And I didn't quite understand it. So they threw me into the paddy wagon. As I got into the paddy wagon, one of the cops grabbed my testicles from behind and squeezed. And I went into the paddy wagon in gigantic pain. And the next person that came into the paddy wagon, the cop, as he was stepping in, the cops took the billy club, smashed him on the head with it, and just split his skull, you know, for no reason. I mean, there was nothing wrong.
So that was kind of your wake-up.
That was my awakening. Like, what is going on? I thought this was America. So I initially blamed it on Chicago and made a daily thing. It was Chicago. And anyway, it was the headlines of the newspapers the next day. You know, there was my picture in the newspapers, the headlines, Electric Theater short-circuited, it was raided. And in the article, they went ahead and they said that the reason they raided the club was because the fire department came there and saw it was messy, full of garbage, and the hippies started attacking them, which was totally not true.
Those dirty hippies?
It was totally false. You know, it was a complete fabrication.
So they ran a false flag on you. They framed you.
Yeah, of course. You know, and I was in shock. I said, people lie like that? People actually do these things? I couldn't believe it. You know, it was an awakening to me. And I went on television. I told people on television that they lied. Nobody cared. Nobody cared what the truth was. You know, it was shocking to me. And then a week or 2 weeks later, I forget exactly what it was,